All right, here's the lampshade that we're going to redo. It's one I picked up at the bins. You can tell it's a little mangled. This is the type that has the cardboard backing on it, and then there's a textured fabric attached to the outside, and then in this case it's trimmed along the edges. And so we're going to replicate this using the same thing. So there's a bottom ring, and then there's the top ring that has the bulb attachment bracket on there. And we're going to use this fabric to redo it, this beautiful vintage dog fabric. So the first thing we're going to do, because this is off center, well, it'd be nice to have the dog in the middle. He's not, so he's at the very top. So that's going to be our starting point, because I don't want to trim any more off the top. So where I want to trim is towards the bottom. So I'm going to start, I'm just going to start right here at where the existing seam is. I'm going to clip it with a little binder clip as we go around. Now, one of the things you want to check on is to see if the top and the bottom are the same size. If the top and the bottom are the same size, this panel is real easy to make, because it will just be a rectangle when you're done cutting it. But in this particular case, I've already measured this lampshade, and the top and the bottom are different sizes. The bottom is about 1.5 inches larger in circumference than the top is. So now I'm back to the beginning. You can see at the top I have a large overlap, but at the bottom I have like a 1/2 inch overlap, which is about what you want for the whole seam. So now that I know, and you can see why we can't use the existing backing, because it's just going to automatically dip in. I'm actually going to cut just a little larger, about 1/8 inch wider than my marks, just to give a little leeway. Okay, and this fabric does have a little give to it. All right. Now, this is going to be our new piece of cardboard backing, and we're going to lay this down. I'm going to do it upside down. I'm actually going to flip this side, because our top is going to be straight across, and it's the bottom that's going to be crooked. Now what that's going to do ultimately too is it's going to mean our seam is not going to be square, so we'll have to do our seam at a diagonal at the top, but we'll address that a little later. So now I'm going to cut just a little larger on the paper. And I'm not one to do a lot of measuring. As far as using the tape measure and measure it out, kind of do a rough guesstimate when I'm cutting stuff out. And now what we're going to do is we're going to mount the fabric to the cardboard. And for that, I'm going to use fusible stuff. So I'm going to fuse these two together. Then in this case, I'm actually going to use another material for the inside. So I'm going to line the inside with another fabric. That will give it some additional weight and support. Okay, now I've attached the fabric to the paper backing, and I used some fusible webbing. So I just ironed it on. Now, one of the things that we have that I'm going to change from the original shade is if we measure the top is 21 inches, and the bottom is actually 22 and a half. So the bottom is larger than the top, which means if we go to put this on here, it has to be at a curved angle, and we're gonna chop off more of the top than I want. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna reduce the size of the bottom to be the same size as the top. That way it'll be a true cylinder, parallel, and I can make use of the entire fabric without having to lose any of the top, because he's already so close to the top. And then the bottom will be about here. So that he won't be exactly centered, but he'll be pretty close. So that's what we're gonna do next, is I'm gonna cut off the old shade fabric and then take off this trim, cut down the wire so it's the exact same size as this. Okay, I've gone ahead and glued these together, two sides, the seam. Now we're going to put the wire supports on here. And I'm going to put this open area next to inside the seam where there's a double layer to give it a little more support. I'm going to use binder clips, clip and hold it. And we want the wire resting on top of the, like right at the edge of where the paper meets this. Oops. You need to put this in the right direction, right where the paper meets the binding. There we go. Helps when you pay attention to what's going on. That on there, here. Just kind of work my way around, make sure everything fits okay. Right, and that side, I'm going to flip it over into the bottom the same way. And I'll catch up when we get to the next step. Alright, again, this is just to make sure everything fits okay, we don't have any major issues. Looks pretty good. So now, I'm going to glue this all down. The glue I'm using is just this. It's a tough weld bond, it's called, but you can use it on almost any surfaces. You can use anything that's highly tacky, but won't bleed through the fabric is what you want. And so this stuff works pretty good. I gotta go get my paintbrush and we'll get started. Okay, I just use a regular little paintbrush. This actually gives me more control when I put the glue on. That's why I use it rather than just trying to spread it out. And so like in this case, I'm just going to start over here at the seam and start gluing it down. I'm going to glue the inside layer first and then go from there. And I just dip it in the glue and spread it on the binding. And I'm going to put the binder clips back on there to hold it while I go around. This is a fairly fast drying glue too, as well as being fairly tacky, so don't have to do too much as far as leaving it for a long extended period of time. So we'll just keep going. Okay, here's the finished shade. And you cute puppy. Turned out really well. The only thing that I don't like about it is my binding was off on the bottom here. It's not even, but again, you put that to the back because that's the front side you're going to see. You won't notice that. But yeah, so I found the fabric at the bins. I found the shade at the bins. I found the ribbon that I used for the border at the bins. So this is probably $2.50 worth of material in this, a couple hours worth of work, and we have a fabulous lampshade. Now we just got to find a good lamp to put it on. Thanks for watching.